Things are getting a lot interesting, but I wonder how bad it's going to get. Now, guys, we have a lot of shit going on, and one side of me is curious as how bad things are going to get, but it also doesn't matter as long as you're prepared. As long as you got things in order, you got everything you need, or mostly everything you need, that it doesn't matter what happens. We shouldn't be getting scared. We shouldn't be worried about what's going to happen in 2025. A lot of us are curious what's going to happen next year because it seems like every day now we wake up, there's some new shit going on. Therein lies the something bad coming this way. It doesn't matter anymore. Now, I told you guys before, I've had a bad feeling. The bad feeling is just nipping away at me. But it seems like every time something new happens, there's like a relief. Like, all right, this might have been it. But that's not it. There's something definitely heinously building up. But in the same breath, does it really matter? If you are ready, squared away, and ready to accept whatever happens, doesn't matter. Now, yes and no, right? The one side, yes, is like, you don't want to, die soon. You don't want to die now. You don't want to disappear or whatever is going to happen. You don't want to be taken by alien ships. You don't want the rapture to happen and then your family members go, but you stay behind kind of deal. So it does. But then the other side is like, if you're ready, then it doesn't. You should be able to adjust to whatever happens. Now, there's something bad that I'm concerned with now is the talk of all of these warheads that are in suitcases that are lurking about in the United States. I think a lot of that is movie talk. I think a lot of that is just to drive hysteria in the country, to make people nervous, to get people scared, to do all of that, which they've done with Mr. 19, COVID. It was found, guys, that the World Economic Forum stated that Mr. 19 event was just that, was a play to see how we reacted socially to that event, the event that they planned. So now they're doing it again by way of throwing everything at us, right? They got these orbs flying around. They got these unidentified objects, which look like UFOs flying around. Then you have drones looking for what they said nukes, but now a lot of people are not buying the nuke, especially that some nuclear organization said they would never employ drones to do such a thing. That's reserved for people to do. So those drones are looking at something else. Now, what the drones are looking at, I'm not concerned with. I think the drones are looking at the orbs to check them out, to see what they're about, and then get the data back to whoever needs to be back to. But if warheads that are missing are circulating throughout the country, that's a problem. Now, during the Cold War, Russia, or Russian general, sold off a couple of warheads. The last time I checked was about 6 warheads that went missing, 4 were recovered, 2 are still in play. But there's a new narrative stating that 80 went missing and 80 are still in play. And I'm like, and if there are 80 warheads that are missing from Ukraine at the fall of Russia, which is almost 30 years ago, or 30 years ago, why haven't they been used anywhere around the world? Why now, late in the game, and now all of a sudden 80? Now, I doubt 80 of them are missing. I think that was just a guy looking for some kind of reach, or maybe he had some wrong information. I don't know why he said what he said. Nonetheless, even if there's 80 in play, even if there's 2 in play, it doesn't matter. What's going to happen is what's going to happen, and we have to adapt to whatever happens. The bad feeling I have is still there. It's seemingly getting stronger by the day. And I'm no longer worried about it because I decided it doesn't matter what happens, I'm going to adjust. Now, yes, should I warn people about my bad feelings? I don't think so. I mean, like, I've done it in the past. Does it help? It probably doesn't. It might make people more nervous. So I'm probably going to keep my mouth shut about it unless I get a really bad feeling like I did 9/11. Like 9/11, the bad feeling was building up to that day. And the night before, I had this bad feeling I could not shake. And then the next morning, that shit went down. So I do have this bad feeling, but the bad feeling is telling me whatever's going to happen is going to be within the next couple of years. But there are curveballs that can happen. These orbs, UFOs, the weird weather anomalies that we're seeing, I think that's all part of the plan, and I'm not nervous about that. I'm ready for all of that. I'm worried about the curveballs that can catch us off guard, and then we don't know how to adjust to it. And then in that case, we might as well, in that case, it ends up really bad for a lot of us. A nuke going off in New York City is definitely a bad play. It doesn't matter how ready you are. That goes off. It could be a bad day for you depending on where you are in New York City. If it goes off in another state or another city, then we can adapt and adjust to whatever happens from there. But again, guys, it doesn't matter what happens. The fear, the scare, the anxiety that they want us to feel, we do not need to feed into that because they want us to be scared and confused. So when something happens, we don't know how to react to it. And now we're like, so whatever happens, adapt. Whatever happens, overcome. Whatever happens, power through and get your shit in order. Because they want you to be reliant on them when the shit pops off. Whatever that might be, they want you to rely on them. The bad feelings that you might have, hold on to that. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to it. Because as the bad feelings get stronger, you know that whatever's about to happen is going to happen pretty soon. And your body, your intuitions are going to tell you this shit's going to happen tomorrow or the next couple of days. But your body's going to tell you, your inner soul is going to tell you what bad thing is going to happen. Or not rather what, but that something is going to happen. Other than that, guys, stay prepared. Stay on top of your shit. Keep abreast of what's going on. Keep reading the newspaper. Read it in between the lines. Don't believe everything you hear. Take a lot of shit you hear with a grain of salt, but be ready for whatever happens next.